Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Open House at Baldwin High School. I'm Mr. Wells. I'm the robotic instructor as well as the dual enrollment instructor for 10th, 11th, and 12th grade from Embry Aeronautical University. Tonight I'm going to go over the robotics course with you, and it's going to cover what your students will be doing in class, what they'll be building in class, and what they will be studying as far as robots are concerned in robotics. I'm going to share my screen with you, which will have a PowerPoint presentation, which I will go through. And if there's any information on it that you don't understand, then feel free to send me a message. So please stand by as I share my screen with you. Okay, what you should see on the screen right now is a PowerPoint presentation that says Welcome to Open House 2020-2021, and it says Robotics. On the bottom of the screen, I have my information, which is my room number, which is 418, phone number, which is 266-1200, extension 041418, as well as my email address, which you can reach me, which is better to send me an email so I can reply to you as quick as possible. And I also have my office hours, the time that I spend after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I normally are there at that time or later. So if you have any questions to ask or if any students need to stop by after school for clarification or help, I am there. And other days upon request. So I said before, welcome to robotics. And please make sure that you are here for robotics and not dual enrollment. As far as parents' conferences are concerned, please contact the guidance department at 266-1200, extension 999903. And I do pass out information to the students as if the syllabus, a lot of this information was in the syllabus. A lot of you signed them and your students returned them. I thank you for that. But if you still need a copy of the syllabus, please have your child ask me for one and I will supply it. Teacher contact information is also in the syllabus. And I did not put a classroom wish list in it this year. And usually I supply that in person when we do come in the building. But of course, here we are. And if you're willing to supply it, I'm willing to take it. But I think our biggest need is so far is hand sanitizer, tissue, and among other classroom supplies. So whatever you feel that you want to donate, I will take it. And as far as questions are concerned, because we are limited with time, I love to hear from each and every one of you. But if you do have any questions, please make sure that you email me. A little about my background. I have a BA in aviation and a minor in science. I received my degree from Southern Illinois University, and I received my master's degree from Embry Aeronautical University. I'm a father of two girls, aged 28 and 24. I'm retired from the U.S. Navy after 21 years. Been teaching in Duval County now 18 years, and this is my 6th year at Baldwin. My hobbies include, of course, comic books, movies, traveling, and playing sports. Well, mostly watching sports now. And the kids would get a kick out of this. I'm a small fan of Spider-Man. If you've been in my room, you'll see why I said that. And I love teaching aviation and robotics. My robotics curriculum and my expectation is classroom activities, reading articles and doing research studies. Your students will be doing research projects. introduction to the EV3 basics, and becoming familiar with the EV3. And the kit that they're using is the EV3, Lego EV3 robotics kits. In the picture that's shown on the screen, there are two kits that they will get, and they work as a team. They're usually 3 per team. Ideally it's 2, but 3 works out pretty good. And they're not tasked with doing anything alone. They always work with their team members in order to accomplish a task. And some of the skills that they will learn is, investigating real world issues concerning robotics, and present their robotic research projects, which they are in the process of turning in, or by the time you hear this, they should have turned them in, and presenting it to the class, and exploring robotics history through research and industry, and describing the type of sensors and the ways in which we can categorize robotics in the real world. Robotics grading policy. The robot assessments, their robots itself is 50% of their grade. Their projects and presentation, 30%. Their warm-ups, the energizer, the questions or a statement that they have to respond to at the beginning of class, 5%. And their classroom and homework or home learning, 15%. And that's combined. I give very little homework in this course because majority of what they do is in class. But when I do, it still actually counts as a grade, and I have to keep reminding them of that. And my policy is in line with Duval County policy as far as grading is concerned, from 0 to 100. My class safety nets. Student who missed school should check for missed classroom or classwork and our home learning assignments, which is homework. Student parents can always email me with questions or concerns, and I really do get back with email, maybe not during the school day, but usually after school. Quizzes, tests, and projects should be made up after school within 1 week of absences. And so if you miss class and you get the opportunity to make up that test or quiz, then you can come after school during my office hours to make that up. Students with questions who need help with assignments should come to my office hours, or usually I can clear them up in class if they ask. But I do have some students stop right after school before leaving for the day. Some of the things that my students do after robotics is they join my dual enrollment, and here's a picture of my dual enrollment class from last year. These students here were my robotics students. They actually were with me for 5 years. They started out in robotics and they went into dual enrollment, and we took a field trip to the actual campus in Daytona. And some of these pictures are just pictures along the campus, and some of the things that they get to do, like that is a flight simulator as well as air traffic control simulators that they actually go and participate with. They have actual students at the college. A young lady is giving them a brief on one of the airplanes that she flies for Embry Riddle. She's a senior this year. She's a flight instructor, and I'm sure she'll be going off in her future making lots of money. Here are a couple of students who are actually sitting at flight simulators for drones. And like I said, the students in robotics, if they move on into robotics, then they get to actually do some of these wonderful things. And here's one of the instructor on campus was actually teaching them a class on spatial awareness and how pilots go through the different training. And it is actually pretty neat because he actually takes them some of the things that he does with the students right there on campus. And here's that same instructor showing a demonstration of airspace awareness. And if they finish out with robotics and they decide they want to do a dual enrollment program, they have to apply it like they're doing for any other colleges. But this will be the first class that they would take, which is the principal aeronautics, which is the principal aeronautical science. And it actually covers everything that they probably need to know, want to know, or don't want to know about aviation. But the robotics class itself, they, like I said, they work in teams. They come in, they get the robots, they work on the robots. I grade their robots, and usually after every robot that we build, pretty much all of them, we will have some type of competition. So their first robot they're going to build that's going to be for grade is they're going to build a race car. And that race car, they're going to have to build and put motors on it because the kits come with motors and sensors and they actually have to move autonomously. So once they get graded and everybody's finished, then we have a competition and the best team wins. I usually do like a round robin with anything else. And they're building for speed. So the best design, the best construction usually wins the competition. Well, that's all I really have for you. If you have any questions, as I said before, please feel free to send me an email. My information is at the bottom of the screen as far as phone numbers and email address. I'd like to thank you for coming. Bye-bye.